usual, I just want to make sure we're live streaming on inside of our Facebook group. So if you're watching this later, as long as you're part of our Facebook group, if you're watching this on YouTube or something, which is Land Investors Who Drive Growth, you will be seeing us live streaming. And we are live on Facebook now, and just double check on YouTube. If you're subscribed to us on YouTube, which is youtube.com/REI Conversion, you will also see this. And sorry, 1 second. I'm gonna head to our account here. There's really no other way than for me to just manually double check everything. So I'm just loading up here. I think we are live. Just to double check. Content. Live. Yeah, we are live. Awesome.
Hi.
I am going to. All right. Awesome. Well, welcome everybody to this month's February 2021 update roundup. We are going to just get kick-started here, and go ahead and move over to this screen. Kevin, can you let me know? I'm going to try to full screen this. View. Okay, cool. Is that okay?
Yeah,
Because I can't see anything now. All right, cool.
Just you make the greatest slides. Look at how beautiful that is. Man, mine would be just like red, white text.
Well, I'm glad you appreciate it. Well, thanks again, everybody, for jumping into this feature update roundup. First of all, as usual, thank you for all you guys who continue to work with us, who continue to give us feedback, who are supporting projects and have let us know what we're doing right and wrong. So all of your feedback, all your comments, all everything, we really appreciate it. It's just a really great tight-knit community that we have, that we're working with you guys on this stuff. So thank you very much on that. All right, so we're gonna jump right into things. When we're talking about the websites first, Yuli isn't able to join us today, but that's totally fine. For those that you didn't know, Yuli's behind a lot of the development for the website side of things. She's on the other side of the planet in Taiwan. Kevin's obviously
in my neighborhood.
Yeah, in your neighborhood, yeah. Okay, so a lot of bug fixes. One of the big things that we're just on the very tail end now is migrating the rest of our sites. I think we only have a handful left. Most of you have gotten your sites migrated. Now, we are waiting actually for all the sites to migrate, which should finalize at the end of this month, before we push any new updates. So anybody that is hosted through us, we will now push those theme updates for you. If you are self-hosting, if you're using another host or whatever it might be, and you want us to host it, it is cheaper than what you would pay WP Engine. Please get in touch with us. We will get you over onto our hosting. All right, so a couple things that we've recently added, locations. Now you are able to have, I guess, what you call a parent-child. Before, it used to be that you can only categorize your property by just one location, one county. We're now allowing that sort of parent-child. So you can have a state and a county now. So that has been something that has been asked for a few times. So we have now launched that. The other thing that we also launched is our new custom payment buttons. So with the great vendors that checkout places that you guys are working with now, there's more flexibility in this. So it used to be that you have to put in a link, and you have to go to that link to check out. Now, if you want to embed, let's just say for whatever reason you wanted to use PayPal, and you want to use their code snippet that they give you, you can now bring that in to do a PayPal checkout. Or better yet, you can also have your own checkout button images and link to anywhere. So like Fabrica, we include Fabrica as a checkout button now. If you're some of you guys that are using Fabrica, you can really choose any image now for a checkout button. So we've got one as a default for Fabrica. For old site owners, you're gonna have to get that from us if you want their image, or just go to their site and get it. And you would just change the button as that image, their sort of, I think it's like powered by Fabrica button image, and then you can link it to Fabrica. So you have that sort of full control. So there's going to be 3 options now. There's the typical one, which is just linking. There's an HTML, so you can embed some code in there. And then the other option is a custom image for your checkout button. So none of these have been pushed yet for people that we're managing. We're just waiting for the tail end of the migration, but you should start seeing things roll out slowly next week. So it will take us some time to get that all out and delivered, but that is coming up ahead. Tomorrow, there will be a blog post that is going to be that we're going to add to our website. You will be able to find images and whatnot on there. We'll also be updating our knowledge base with these articles. So just know that that is pretty much on its way. What's coming up ahead? We're working on the blog. I know we've talked a lot about this. It's always kind of like, it's kind of sound in the back burner and we have to work on something else, but we are sort of finishing up the blog side of things. So that will be rolling out. Unlisted properties. So a lot of you guys have asked for the opportunity to have a property that is linkable, right? But you don't want it on your property catalog. That means you can just have a link to that specific one property only, and it won't show up anywhere else. So maybe you're doing a newsletter, you only want people on your newsletter to go to that property only. You will have the chance to be able to make that property unlisted, so only people going through your newsletter or wherever else to that specific page. And then finally, we're launching a pretty cool tool here called our Deal of the Week countdown timer. It doesn't have to be a Deal of the Week, but it seems to be quite a common theme. So it could be Deal of the Month or just a property that is on sale. So we're going to be introducing a countdown timer. It's a plugin. It'll give you the ability to basically put a property on sale and have that timer running at the top of your website. So tomorrow or sometime whenever you're watching this, after this live stream, I'm going to be posting up a poll. I would like to hear from you guys as to how would you, and feel free to comment here on the chat here. We'll go through it at the end. But how would you like us to handle the properties after the timer has expired? Would you do you have perhaps you have a price option that is just for that deal and that expires so you can't click it? Or would that property just be completely hidden? Or would there be a change of status where it just says expired? You can't check out on that property. Like, we want to hear from you guys how we should handle that, and how you guys are sort of using how you guys are thinking about doing sort of a what do you call it, like a time to deal, essentially. So I will probably better explain it inside of the Facebook group tomorrow, but I will be posting that just to kind of collect some feedback on that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, look out for the updates to start slowly rolling out next week. If you are hosting your own site, you will have access to download that through Freemius sometime next week as well. Cool. And any questions about the website stuff? I can't see anything on my other than the slides. I haven't seen anything, but any questions we'll answer at the end. All right, let's jump right into Pebble side of things. I guess I'll sort of just lead this off.
Sure.
What's new with Pebble? Well, a ton of bug fixes, as we're constantly fixing bug fixes or bugs inside of Pebble. The biggest update, and some of you guys have probably seen this already, we've seen some emails come through, is our new Kanban view. So we're going to talk about that. In fact, why don't I get you to share your screen, and then we can, it kind of covers all 3 of these things, really. In fact, I'll just blast through this. So the Kanban view also leads into now how we're managing our buyer and seller lead. There's sort of there's a more sort of fleshed out process with that. And then included into that is also now you can add multiple properties to one buyer. Okay, I'm going to hit escape on here. I'll get you to share your screen, Kevin. And I'm going to full screen. I'm going to disable this one. Yeah, right. I am hoping we are actually live here because I don't see any comments come through. Actually, just going to double check here really quick, Kevin. Yeah, I think we're totally good. Cool.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, like Jesse mentioned, we've done a major update to both the sellers and buyers screens. So this is the new interface you'll see when you go to your sellers or buyers screen. Basically, what we've done is created a Kanban board here. So if you're familiar with Trello, this is sort of the style of lead management that we have now. But if you do prefer the old style with just a table, we also have that still available. So you can just click over here to the table and you'll basically see the interface that you saw previously. Okay, so back to the Kanban board. First thing to point out is that these columns are totally customizable to your intake process. So you can move these around, you can add new stages. Let's say you have a follow-up stage, you can make that orange and move that around. Put this one over here. So yeah, you can customize your stages for your seller or for your seller intake process exactly the way you want to. So let's just imagine that somebody gives me a call and says, "Hey, I got your letter, and I want to talk to you about this property." So we'll just go ahead and click Add Seller here. That will default them into the stage of lead in, but we can put them into any stage that we want. That's just easy as clicking this button here, and they'll be in the proper stage. We'll get their seller information, seller, grab an email if they have it, and maybe a phone number if they have that as well. You can also set the source here, and we'll click save there, and now we've got our seller details. We've changed this interface a little bit. We basically have now the buyers and sellers both match this kind of style where you can add notes now. Previously, you could only add one kind of note field to each seller, but now you can add multiple notes, and those will get recorded appropriately with your little image there if you have it set, and you'll be able to come back here and add more notes, and it'll track when those notes are taken. Okay, so the next big feature that a lot of people have been requesting is allowing multiple properties per seller. And so what we've done here is if you click select, you've got your list of properties. These are all properties that you've mailed to. You can quickly search for someone. So we'll search for Dennis here. We'll pick this guy. So once you select a property, that will show up here in this little properties list. It'll give you some basic information about the property, and as well as when that offer went out and the offer price. And if you want to just quickly view the letter that went out, you can click this little mail button, and that will show you what campaign that went out with. It'll give you tracking status and then show you a preview of the letter that went out. Now, the cool part about this is you can also add more properties. So if this person says, "Hey, you sent me a letter for this property, but I've also got these 4 other properties," you can select multiple properties and add those to this list. Also, today I'm going to work on the ability to quickly add a property without having to select an existing one. Right now, you'd have to go into the properties page, create a new property, then come back here and associate it. I'm just going to add like a quick add ability there as well. So you can add multiple properties to a seller and be able to quickly reference those there. Last thing I want to show you is changes to this one option. So before, when you clicked 1, it would just set that status of the seller to 1, but now we ask for a little bit more information. So if you click 1 here, it will pop up this little pop-up, give you the option to add what your purchase information was. So by default, it'll give you whatever the latest offer price was, but let's say we negotiated this down. Let's say we're going to pay $425 for it. We negotiated it down. We'll enter the purchase date, which is it'll just say today's date, but I can change that if I want to. And then we'll click save there. Now it'll say that the property is 1. And if we drill into that property, it will also show us that we've got the purchase record here showing what we paid for the property. And now we've got this new mark sold button. I'll just point out here that at any point you can come into this purchase record and change it. If you renegotiate later on, you can always change that. So that's the seller side, and the buyer side is very similar. You've got buyers that come in. You can change this buyer process to however you want with additional stages, rename those. And then let's say that Jesse here wanted to also buy that property. So this is now showing us our purchased properties. When we go to select properties, we can also click over here to all, but by default, it'll show us only our purchased properties. So we'll select that, and then we can say that this is one as well. It will also give us the sale date. We can say what we're selling this property for in terms of either a cash deal or a terms deal. Let's just say that this is a cash deal for now, and we'll say we're selling it for $1,000. We'll click save there. And now we've marked this buyer record as 1. And then in the properties, that same property now will show us our cash sale and let us see. So the idea here is you can see, what did I offer? What did I purchase it for? What did I sell it for? And then you can also see the dates that those things happened. And then we're going to talk a little bit more later, but we're going to be able to show you some pretty cool dashboards about what your ROI is, what you're purchasing, how long your lead time is, purchase to sale, calculate all those things for you.
So yeah, it really is to your benefit to start adding that information in while we're working on the, showing the metrics that we're going to show in the dashboard eventually. And we're going to come and talk about that in a second here. Awesome. Anything else? I was going to mention something, but I totally forgot now.
Let's see. So we've got buyer, seller.
It's just a little view change, but if you go to the list of properties, the master list of properties.
Right. Yes, that's another thing. So yes, you can now, we now have this new filter up here at the top to show specifically your purchased and sold properties. So you'll see now that we've added a couple columns for your offer, purchase, and sale. So you can click over here to purchased. I don't have any that are just basically pending sale right now, so it's going to say no results. But if I click over here to sold, it will show me all of my sold properties. So purchase price and sale price here. So I can quickly basically filter out my inventory. So purchased would be my current inventory that I is ready to be sold, and then sold is all of my previous deals that have been completed.
Cool. We will be talking more about this tomorrow if some of you guys are free to join us, and I'll show this at the end, but we're doing a sort of a live workshop webinar type of thing for 30 minutes or so, just kind of going through this again, answering more questions, but we'll be answering questions at the end of this anyway. So cool. Awesome. I am going to okay. All right, enable this. Great. So what's coming up ahead? In fact, we just started talking about that. I'm just going to leave it in this view here. Our analytics dashboard. I call it an analytics dashboard. We don't really have a name for that. So as Kevin mentioned, we will be showing you guys things like ROI. We're still working out certain things, the details on that. But we will be sort of launching a dashboard for Pebble soon. Anything you want to talk about that in specific, Kevin? I know we're still sort of in the trenches for that one. So
we're still designing what we want to show on there, but we're going to be able to calculate some cool metrics like how many letters you're sending out, on like a monthly and a weekly and daily basis. And we're going to be able to show you all of your properties on one kind of map, so you can see where all those are and quickly be able to drill down into those. We'll also show you kind of your activity feed of all of the things that are happening across all your properties. So comments that are being made, documents that are being generated, all those sorts of things will be kind of rolled up on one dashboard. And then metrics on ROIs, what your return is on a per sale, like how many lead responses you're getting, what the close rate is on those. So there's quite a few things that we can show. We're still sort of ironing out all that stuff, and I'm sure we'll be iterating as we go.
And feel free in the chat right now, because we can see all the YouTube and Facebook chats come into our live stream software here. So if there's something that you want to see, put that in the chat right now, and we'll kind of read through that afterwards. Okay, and the other thing is we are now going to be offering a lower additional page mailing rate. So every page, yeah, sorry, you go ahead and say it.
Yes, we have Jesse has done some hard negotiation on our mailing rates, and we have been able to negotiate a lower rate on our extra pages. So I think we were at what was it, 9 cents per black and white page, yes, and additional. 14 for color, right? 14 cents per additional page.
Yep.
We've negotiated that down now to 6 cents per color page per black and white page, 13 cents per color page. So if you're sending a 2-page letter, basically your price goes down by 3 cents if it's black and white, and a cent per color.
I think there's a couple things to keep in mind about our mailing. I know there's a lot of people that are trying to get the best bang for the buck when it comes to mailing, but there are certain things that you'll want to consider when you're doing your mailing. First of all, what we do is an actual true daily drip. That means mailing does go out on a true daily basis. If there are other people that are claiming this, we actually print and it goes out the next day. The main reason for this is when you're looking to build processes, you need predictability in your business. You need to streamline. You cannot be running a business sustainably by having 2 weeks blocked off just for trying to handle all the incoming leads that you're getting. You need to be able to work on every part of your business throughout the entire month consistently, right? So this is where it becomes really important when we're doing our drip mailing, and you can sort of, we're hearing this, which is really nice from a lot of users, how much time that's saving them now, able to get around to all those leads and make those deals. So the other thing is, so we have the drip mailing is the verified address. So we are essentially checking addresses against USPS to make sure they're deliverable. Now, it doesn't completely eliminate it, but when we're talking about 20 to 25% of your mailing gets returned to you, and mailing, lowering that, it does effectively change your mailing rate. So there's a lot of stuff that is in play with our mailing. One of the really cool things is, let's say you sent out a mailing campaign, all your offers on there, and let's say you fubbed up and it was, I don't know, it was completely off. There's nothing you can do about that. Inside of Pebble, you can change. You can change anything along the way, whether it's your offer price. You can pause a campaign.
Adjust your offer prices midway through a campaign. Those sorts of things.
And there is a new sort of price adjustment system inside of Pebble as well. So having that as well to save you from any sort of wasted postages. And I think it's hard to sort of understand that value, but when you're when you do come across any of that stuff, it does save you a lot. I think verified mailing alone is a big thing as well. So. Awesome. Well, we've got some comments, questions on the sidebar. Let's just jump right into that. Am I missing anything else in terms of Pebble?
We've got some small tweaks that we're going to work on over the next few days, like that, adding the new property directly from the seller and buyer screen. That'll be up early next week. And just some small things that we're hearing from people as we've launched this kind of new feature. So stay tuned for those.
Awesome. Callan, thanks for letting us know that we were live. Actually, maybe I will just bring this into the screen here, and then we can sort of go through each one of these so everybody can see. Sorry, there's all these new cool features and functions in our streaming software here, so I wanna play with it. Okay, it's not showing up, so whatever. I'm gonna turn it off. Okay. First question here. Great work. Is looking really good. Thanks, Jesse. Do seller notes roll up to the properties like before? Yes.
They will. They are right now. The property comments are all you'll see on the property page. So you have to drill into the seller to see the individual notes. I'm working on that right now to have basically notes and comments and on the property or the seller or the buyer all roll up into that one activity stream. So next week you can expect to see that. So right now you'll just have to drill into the seller or buyer record to see those.
Yep. Somebody asked, what time is that tomorrow? So tomorrow, I mentioned we're going to go through and work with you guys live on managing lead flow and getting understanding. If you have questions about the Kanban board, if you want to sign up for that, it's completely free. If you go to reiconversion.com/leads demo here, you'll see my face pop up in a video here. And we're going to try to run this at least once a month. So if you're watching this at a later time, go to that same link I just talked about and find the nearest time. So it's going to be tomorrow, 2:45 Pacific, 5:45 Eastern, 4:45 Central, all the time zones. So I don't know what time in Korea. I think it's like Saturday morning for you. But Saturday, both Kevin and I, Kevin, yeah, there you go. Again, it's reiconversion.com/leads-demo. If you're watching this video later, you can still come back there. We have another date for Thursday already. So we're going to try to do this the last Friday of every month, perhaps even 2 times a month. So that will be there available for you guys. So go ahead and feel free to drop in your email and sign up for that. Awesome. Thank you. Nice improvements. Awesome. Travis here. Updates look great. Excited about the dashboards. Yeah, we're excited too. Somebody asked, trying to figure out how to get properties into Pebble that I bought outside of the mailing. Have numerous properties that are outside the mailing. I have them in Airtable, but Zapier from Airtable to Pebble, haven't seen that. Need an API to do that.
Yeah, so that's right now we don't have a Zapier to import things to Pebble. Hopefully we can add that at some point. But for right now, what we suggest is if you can take your Airtable properties, if you've got all the details, APN, address, all that sort of stuff, just export that as a CSV out of Airtable, go into Pebble and just create a campaign and call it like importing campaign or something like that. And then you can just import that list of properties into your that sort of fake campaign, and then all those properties will be listed in your properties tab. You can go ahead and delete the campaign if you want to get rid of it, but those properties will stay on the properties page, and then you can go add the purchase and sale price if you've already sold those and that sort of thing.
So that was a question from Robin. Robin, if you go to kb.reiconversion.com, that's knowledge base, and then also you can access that from the app or from our homepage too. Just go into campaigns and docs here, and we have something called importing previously mailed properties from outside Pebble. This describes the exact same thing that Kevin just described. It's actually quite a common process for people that are migrating over to our system, whether they're using Airtable or whatever other system. As long as you can export your data as a CSV, you can definitely bring it in. And if you have any issues or questions, let us know. We can also see how we can assist you with that. But it is honestly a very, very common thing that everybody else is doing as well. So cool. Drip feature, best feature in Pebble. Yeah, it's been awesome. Good stuff. What's the release date on the Kanban?
Now.
It is already live in your account.
Yep. If you log in to your account today, you will see the new Kanban views. And if you're not yet a user, you can sign up for a free trial and get that access as well.
Yep. Callan, yay, thanks, Kevin. Yes, need it on it all on activity screen. Awesome.
Yep, it will be there shortly.
Awesome. Somebody offered to help Robin as well with that importing issue that you might be running across. If a lead doesn't exist in Pebble and doesn't have an associated code, what is the best way to import those leads, Anshul?
Import if a lead doesn't exist in Pebble and doesn't have an associated code. So probably just go to the sellers page and there's like an add seller.
Do you want to just quickly
or-
show that? I'll pull up your screen here.
Sure. Yep. So if you go over to sellers, if you know what stage they're already in, you can click this seller, add seller here, or if you want to click add here, and then just fill out their information, and then you should be good to go. Now, if you have a ton of sellers, like you have a CSV of like a lot of sellers, I don't know if it's maybe. I don't know. What do you think, Jesse? Should we?
I think the situation here is Anshul may have a list of sellers or buyer leads or buyers that always come and purchase his properties. So he may not have a property that needs to be associated with that all the time. He just wants their information in here.
The list. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so my thinking is
we don't yet have like a bulk import for buyers and sellers. So
what I would say is just manually bring those buyers in, or sellers. Anshul, feel free to record us a video explaining a little bit more for your situation. I remember chatting with you, but I don't remember the situation. And I know your situation is a little bit unique compared to everybody else. So he said he has 20 to 30 seller leads.
And those leads are currently active, like you're working those leads.
Right. Okay, so I get it. So he has 20 to 30 seller leads that their properties aren't inside of Pebble. So how do you bring that property in and then tie that lead to that property? So let's say somebody just contacted Anshul out of nowhere and say, hey, I've got a property I got to sell to you.
Okay.
What would be the best way to go about that?
So today, best way to do it is probably go over to properties, click add property, and then and then once you add that property, you can quickly once you fill out this form, APN, acreage, all that stuff, click save. It'll drop you on the property page. On the property page, you can click add seller, and then that will ask for the seller details. So that's probably the easiest way to handle that right now.
Anshul, I know you signed up for our leads demo workshop tomorrow, so we'll see you there as well. And then we'll bring you on the microphone. Unfortunately, here on Facebook Live and YouTube, we aren't able to do it. So we'll chat with you on there just to kind of get a bit of clarification and see how we can sort of work around that situation. Jason Mendoza, where can we go to search for any documented how to adjust pricing on the fly, how to remail a previous campaign? Will it skip properties purchase, etc.? Yeah. So Jason, great question. Most of everything is inside of our knowledge base. If you go to kb.reiconversion.com again, so something like remailing an existing campaign, right? If we go to, I think it's here. Here, recreating and resending a campaign. You should be able to find this here. If you're looking for more of like a walkthrough from A to Z, I would suggest you to go to our success guide. So reiconversion.com/success. It's also accessible on our homepage. You go to resources and then the success guide. Most of the videos here are going to walk you through everything. Now, mind you, we have to make the update on the new Kanban board. We have not included that here yet. Kevin recorded a great video. It's on our YouTube channel right now on lead flow management, so you can check that out. But most of everything should be on our knowledge base. We're trying our best to keep up, but we just sort of solidified our procedure in terms of launching features. We were sort of just launching features left and right and falling a bit behind on the knowledge base. So we do have sort of a system now to make sure that we're getting our documentation up to par. So I think you should be able to find everything there, Jason. I'm not sure if you're asking us how to adjust pricing on the fly. Maybe that is. So maybe you can quickly show that on your side. There is a, yeah, let's just quickly show that. Oh, sorry.
Do you want me to show it? Or?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, so if you go into a campaign and yeah, this campaign is still running, but let's say that you are halfway done with your campaign. If you just wanted to adjust a couple offers, you can select those like this and then click adjust offer price. It will allow you to do 3 different ways to adjust the offer price. You can either just set a fixed amount, or you can adjust a percentage up or down. So, so if you wanted to lower your offer, you can say like negative 20%, and that will adjust whatever the offer is today. It'll adjust it down 20%. Or if you enter a positive number here, it'll go up 20%. And then you can also do a price per acre. So you could say, 500 per acre, and then adjust those offer prices. If you want to adjust everything, so right now we've just selected the 3 offer prices to change. If you want to select all, you can just click select all. That will just select every offer, every row on this campaign, and then adjust offer price, and that will do all of them.
I know somebody that, so if you don't know how to price and you're just like, you're not too sure about that county, you can price it by the acre just through here without using Excel or Sheets as well. So
yep,
I do know that's being used as well. So awesome. I think that pretty much wraps up this feature update roundup. I think we have answered all the questions in here. Thank you very much. Now, I just want to let you guys know, if you are a new user, holy smokes, if you are a new user and want to try Pebble, what we're offering is there is a trial, and 4 hours. Shoot us an email. We will give half off on your first month. So sorry for all our existing users, but it is for anybody that is new and wanting to try it. We're going to open this up for the next 24 hours. You can get in there, sign up, play around for a couple weeks, and then we will again apply 50% off your first month. This will only be available until tomorrow this time. So I will
Jesse, how should people reach out to you if they want that discount?
Yeah, so first of all, if you want to sign up for your account at www.reiconversion.com/Pebble, or just go from the menu and select Pebble, and then you can start on any of the plan. When you do sign up, just shoot us an email, hello@reiconversion.com, saying, hey, I saw you live on that update roundup yesterday. I would like my first month to be half off. My team knows we're on it. It's a bit of a manual process, but just for you guys that are listening and attending live, especially those of you guys that are new, I'd welcome you to give Pebble a really good shot. Awesome. I hope to see many of you guys tomorrow. Both Kevin and I will be live again. So that's 2:45 p.m. Pacific, 5:45 Eastern. Other than that, there seems to be no other questions. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. We appreciate you following along.
Yeah. Cheers, guys. Thanks very much. Oh, we do have one question here that just came through here. I am in the midst of a trial now. Do I get the half promotion? Shoot us a message. Shoot me an email, hello@reiconversion.com. We'll take care of things. Okay, guys. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you very much. Have a great evening and have a great rest of your week. Cheers.